I was born on December 14th, 1989. My mom's name was Jeanette. She was 19 when she had me, and she was Salvadorian. My dad's name is Romero. He was about 21 when he had me, and he is Nicaraguense. My parents both went to prom together and were high school sweethearts. 2.5 years later, my little younger brother named Romero was born. He is the most annoying creature on earth to me, but I guess that's okay. Right after I turned 9 years old, my parents split up and got a divorce, which was pretty hard on my brother and I, but we were pretty understanding. In elementary school, I was a really good student. I loved doing homework and reading. I got good grades, I got perfect attendance, honor roll, all that good stuff. I even got a presidential award from Bill Clinton, which I was super excited about. And I remember having a lot of different clothes. I had an outfit for every single day of the year. In sixth grade, I met my best friend Lily, and me and her both loved to dance. We would always dance during recess and bring out a radio. We did talent shows together. Music and dancing was something that we both felt very passionate about. When I was 12 years old, my mom met my stepdad named Luis. Um, he is like a father to me. I refer to him as my dad, although I call him Luis. He's someone that I cherish and love very much. In middle school, I always wanted to be in band, so my mom bought me a flute, and I realized shortly after that I sucked at it, and I wanted to play the drums, so I traded in my flute for drumsticks, which my mom was not very happy about. I had just seen the movie Drumline, which inspired my action to become a drummer. Before I knew it, high school was approaching, and I was both scared and nervous for the new experience. My freshman year, I was nominated by Student Council to be Freshman Princess, which not too many girls were happy about, but I was excited and proud. I just wanted to rewind a little bit. This was the summer of 2004, right before my freshman year. There was a pizza parlor opening up across the street of my house, and I ended up having a huge crush for the boy who worked the register. His dad happened to own the pizza parlor, and me and my friends would all call him the pizza boy. Later, I realized that he went to the same high school as me. His name was Saul, and I met him again at one of my friend's parties. He ended up becoming my first real boyfriend and my first love. We were together for about 2.5 years and then on and off for another year, and that ended that relationship. In high school, I had some trouble, so I kept switching. From Jefferson High School, I went to El Camino High School. From El Camino High School, I went to a private Christian school. So I never had the chance to make a stable set of friends like most people experience in high school. In 2007, I received the bad news that my mother had cancer, which was really shocking and came at a bad time for me specifically. I had just been through some emotional things from my previous relationship. But either way, senior year came along. I tried out for cheerleading. Um, Prom, I had no date. I felt like everything was pretty much going wrong. But I hung in there. I was pretty upset for my prom pictures. I had nobody take pictures with me. I was all by myself for the prom picture, which was so embarrassing because everybody saw that I was alone. But then I realized I was accepted to San Jose State University, which it was bittersweet because my ex-boyfriend attended that school, so I didn't want to go to the same school as him. So I ended up deciding to go to City College in 2008 is when I started community college. And I actually became a cheerleader there, so I was a college cheerleader. In high school, I was denied that chance, so it was what it was. Um, College was not that great for me at the beginning. I was going through a lot of stuff. My mom was sick. I was getting bad grades. Um, for a semester, I had to take um, some time off from school to take care of my mom at home. I was just going through a lot of emotional stress and trying to deal with all my emotions. In 2009, my mother passed away, which was very sad for all of us and very hard for my brother specifically. Um, it was hard seeing my dad so depressed. Every time I would come back from school, he'd be crying. He loved my mother very, 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 very much. I have never seen somebody love someone else as much as my stepdad loved my mom. I can honestly say I witnessed true love and that they were really soulmates. After my mother passed away, my brother and I still lived with my stepdad at the same house. In 2009, I met my second boyfriend named Noel. He was such a sweetheart. He helped me cope and deal with the loneliness I felt from not having my mother. He was one of my best friends. He encouraged me with everything I did, and that's when I started making YouTube videos and was into fashion. So I took some fashion courses at City College, ended up producing one of my own fashion shows with my team members, and that is when I realized that fashion was the career path I wanted to take and that this was my calling. So, thank you for all the support. Thanks to all the support that I got from my dad and my boyfriend at the time. That's what I did. Shortly after, I got the opportunity to be assistant stylist for Macy's Passport. Glamorama, which was a whole new experience. This started opening doors for me all over the place, which was very exciting for me just because I had been through so much negativity and sadness, and all of a sudden, all these good things started happening to me, which was which I was very thankful to, and I felt very blessed to have all these opportunities happen. Shortly after, I tried out for Nuestra Belleza Latina, which is basically a Hispanic pageant show. I didn't make it to the next round or the finals, but it boosted my confidence and it made me eager to try out new things. I then tried out for Material Girl, which was held through Macy's. I entered a lot of fashion contests, foreign exchange contests. I think I won 33rd place. During this time, I was still going to community college, and I found out that I was accepted into SF State. I had enough units to transfer, and I was excited that I was finally done with community college and I could finally go to university. But then I had to stop and think about whether or not I wanted to go to that school, due to the fact that the major, my fashion major, was impacted, so I wasn't able to get into that program. So I had some time to think about whether I wanted to go to SF State for communications major or if I truly wanted to pursue fashion and go a different route. In the meantime, the summer of 2012, I entered another fashion contest called Project Styled, held by Tamfriend Mall, and I made it to the semifinals for the second round, although I didn't win. For school, the fall of 2012, I decided on attending the Academy of Arts, which was a really which is a really expensive school. I had to take out school loans, I got scholarships, and I also had to pay out of pocket. During this time, I was extremely broke. I barely had money for BART, but I was determined on getting my education and following my passion. That same year, I worked with Nike as a Nike stylist for their women's marathon, and I was given around $400 worth of Nike gear, which was pretty awesome. By this time, I had already broken up with my second boyfriend, Noel. I attended Rock the Bells at the end of the summer, and I went with my girls. The boy I had recently started talking to, named Rich, was going to be there, so I was excited about that. I had a huge crush on him. And the crazy part was that I had met him back when we were 12, and I used to have a crush on him when I was 12. So it was weird to me that I would meet him 10 years later and not even know that it was the same guy that I used to like back when I was 12. He was super awkward and shy with me, but somehow I just had the feeling and I knew that he liked me as much as I liked him. And he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend on Christmas Eve, and I have been with him ever since. Going back to my stepdad, he spent some time dating online since my mom passed away. He was very lonely, and he ended up finding a young woman named Yami, who he spent a lot of time talking to on the computer and Skyping, and I thought he was so crazy. He decided to fly out and go meet her in Colombia, which I thought he was super, super crazy, but it ended up being legit, and he was super happy with her, and they ended up getting married, and that's Yami with her super long hair and my dad. Yami has a younger son named Sammy who wears glasses, and he's 4 years old. So it's completely a new experience having a 4-year-old little brother at my house. He's a complete little brat. He loves to dance and he loves video games. He's so crazy. Every morning when Sammy wakes up, he comes up to my room while I'm sleeping, starts yelling, screaming, and starts playing with my alarm clock. Something I've gotten used to by now. Jamie and Sammy also brought their cat named Ramon, and this is our dog Simba, which we already had. And this is my family. Me, my brother Jamie, Luis, and my little brother Sammy. We're kind of like the Brady Bunch taken to a whole nother level. As for me and Rich, we are still together. And let's just say I have a huge surprise to share with you guys real soon. But as for now, my life is to be continued.